Morning, ladies and gents. I'd like to also extend a welcome to you guys, guys and gals. As Justin actually mentioned, thanks for actually coming over and giving us a bit of your time, because I know this is a very, very busy and short quarter. So it will kind of reflect in my presentation as well, that I want to give you a snapshot, not actually affiliated with backup, but a snapshot of what it is about the solution that we're actually deemed as the next generation of backup and recovery. So for those of you that aren't aware of who we are and what we do, Arcserve, we've actually been in the game now for in excess of 20 years. We're not new to this. We actually were some of the first pioneers back in our Cheyenne days, and then some of you may have remember the Bright Store days. So we've actually been in this backup game for a very, very long time at the inception of tape-based backup solutions. And we're continuing to embrace that technology as well. And basically what we're actually wanting to do with our next generation software is to offer you a complete solution. Not part of it, a complete solution. And I'm actually, as I said, I'm going to give you a snapshot of that. That's actually going to basically increase our resilience. It's going to be easy to use, and you'll actually see it's actually cutting edge functionality as well. Who are we? As I said, Arcserve, we're not a new business at all, though we've actually had to divestiture from CA. We're actually all out on our own, but we are a very, very large company, as you can actually see. Global presence of in excess of 500 employees. We've actually got 73, it's actually getting on to 74 partners, 7,400 partners at the minute worldwide. So again, it's a very, very large reputable brand, and for those of you that have actually worked with Arcserve, you know it's actually a stable platform that we're always evolving and actually investing into those technologies as well. What we've actually identified, and as I said, we identified that most companies are actually having, with the demands of the environment and the data requirements, and as business grows, lots of different technologies and lots of different resources that they're needing to basically allow for through applications in their environment. What we actually deem that is it is a huge, huge problem, because you've got compatibility issues. You've actually got issues with renewal dates. You've actually got issues with multiple alerts that you're needing to manage. And what we're actually wanting to do is to simplify that and make it a lot easier for you. Further challenges, as well as the data growth in that, you've actually got a number of applications that you're needing to manage. And what we deem, and we call that solution stacking, because you've actually got all of these different solutions and applications that you're trying to basically get compatible with each other. That's sometimes great, sometimes not so great, but it is a challenge in itself. So what we do is we take all of those, and what our aim is to take all of those pains that you're actually enduring, or the customers are actually enduring, and we actually turn that into one vendor, managing all of those solutions that basically gives you different SLAs that you can actually apply to different parts of your environment. And that's going to make it a lot easier and a lot simpler, because you don't have to worry about those compatibility issues. You don't have to worry about those multiple alerts. You don't have to worry about those multiple renewal dates. How we're actually doing that is through one unified management console. UDP, Arcserve UDP, Unified Data Protection, it's all managed by one unified management console. So whether you're actually wanting to look at not local dedupe, but global dedupe. So you're actually looking at all of the data on your local site, getting rid of those duplicates, and then across your WAN as well. And that way it actually minimizes the amount of traffic that's actually going across your WAN at the moment. And all of the features that I mentioned to you this morning, they are all a part of the standard kit list. There are no bolt-ons or anything along those lines. It is actually a part of the standard kit list. Again, you've actually got built-in replication. That's something I'd love to actually talk to some of those customers out there that have multi-site locations and are just wondering how they can actually centrally manage their data and reduce the amount of data footprint as well. Agentless backup for both Hyper-V and VMware. Something unique in that is it's not just actually licensing the host itself, so that way you actually don't have to license the individual virtual machines. Something that's very, very unique with Arcserve is that we can also help with the migration across platforms, because most customers that actually have VMware in their environment, they will actually have Hyper-V in the test environment, because it actually requires little to no setup costs for Hyper-V. So if that way, if the customer is actually wanting to migrate over to another virtualization platform, we can actually assist with that And on top of that, if they're actually having hardware refreshes and they're actually wanting to migrate over from one hardware vendor to another hardware vendor, again, we can actually help with that migration process as well. High availability, how I actually describe to some of the sales guys that are actually in my area to make it really, really easy for them is, let's say you actually go out and you go and get in your car and you're starting it up, it's not working. It's not going to get you to work. So you've actually got to go and borrow the other half's car. That's how high availability actually works, is that you actually have your primary location, it actually lets you down, you've got a secondary site or a DR site, or even in the cloud. That's something that we actually embrace as well. It actually allows you to provide that functionality until you've actually got your primary site back up and running. Assured recovery, this is absolutely key. The one thing I say time and time and time again is most customers that you actually speak to will have some backup strategy of some sort. However, if you were to ask the question, how often do you test that deployment? What actually happens if you actually have a disaster or a power cut? What are the contingencies? Do they actually work? What Assured Recovery will actually do is it actually tests that deployment in a live environment, and then it will actually generate a report. So if they've actually got a report to board members, or they've actually got auditors actually coming in, this is something that can actually be set up on an ad hoc basis, or it can actually be on a scheduled basis. Again, Arcserve, we are 100% channel. At no time ever will the deal be taken direct. We are 100% channel. We will actually become a part of the sales cycle. And what I mean by a part of the sales cycle is, we will, as well as registering the opportunity with us, we will actually come out and we'll actually attend site with you. We'll help you solution the offering for you. We'll actually set up proof of concepts with actually the deployment of the software as well. And again, this is actually an added service that we provide at no charge. We're actually done this by our field sales guys. We actually do a couple of bi-weekly WebExes. The content is exactly the same every single time, though it is actually a live WebEx. This actually allows us to really, really capture the customers that are wanting to look at and take seriously the data management offerings. Our conversion rate for customers that attend our bi-weekly WebExes, we've got a 70% closure rate. So customers are actually willing to give you 40 minutes to an hour of their time. They're very, very interested in the backup software. Again, just to also add in it, because I mentioned to you about a complete solution, as well as perpetual licensing, we also have an appliance that effectively it's software in a box. So all of the features that you're actually going to get with Arcserve UDP, you'll actually get it in a unit, because effectively you're going to need some hardware for the software to sit on, so why not actually have it all sitting on an Arcserve box? And also, we're embracing the cloud. We're already fully integrated and collaborating with Azure and Eucalyptus and Amazon. So we're also basically bringing out, I have actually brought out our Arcserve Cloud. So we've actually been responsible for managing a lot of customer data. So why not be in a position to house the customer data as well? It seemed like it was very seamless to do that. So to close, to let you know that we are offering a complete solution. The experts are actually thinking the exact same thing. And I'd love the opportunity to actually talk to you guys on a one-on-one basis, to actually discuss with you and let you know what the elephant in the room is. Thank you again.